Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me in the NOAA, in this NOAA conference. And thank you very much also for Marco and the amazing team for doing that once again after the hard couple of years we all been through. My name is Lenchner. I joined the data domain as an individual since I believe that this domain is truly responsible for almost every element of our society today. We all talk, do, and use data even without knowing. Let's start with an interesting statement. The internet is the largest database ever created. Let it sink for a second. Again, the internet is the largest database practically in the history of mankind. Unfortunately, this database, which is mostly built from public data, is not accessible for all. This is what we are here at Bright Data try to change. Here's another big title, I know, but very true one. Web data can change lives. We saw and proved that if you give people access to public web data, they will build the most incredible things. How incredible, you won't believe. But before I get to it and share a few examples, let me first tell you who we are. Bright Data was created to allow all of you, in fact, all of possible organizations out there, access to the biggest database in the world, a transparent view of the internet. We're doing it by developing infrastructure and application level software. We exist for 7 years now with main offices in New York and Israel. I'm currently based in Israel. We're over 300 team members and growing very fast. We have over 10,000 customers from almost every industry, Fortune 500 companies included. And from our commercial business, which we won't really talk about right now, we're doing over $100 million in yearly revenues. Last year, we decided to take all of our expertise and establish the Bright Initiative. This is what we'll focus on. A pro bono organization that uses public web data and uses Bright Data's expertise to fuel positive changes in the world. So here we are now with over 300 organizations that are using our tools for free to drive social impact. Now, in this slide, you'll see literally 60 seconds, 1 minute of web data and how it's created in the web. I probably missed a few items here, but I won't talk for over 60 seconds about this slide. So just, it'll give you an idea for the data obesity we're experiencing in the internet now. It's our new reality, a reality driven by second, minute by minute of huge amounts of data that is mostly generated by us humans. And yes, most of the data is in the public domain. We're not talking about some of the examples you can see here, which is, for example, WhatsApp messages or your email messages, that private data. We as a company don't know anything about it. We're just talking only about public data. For example, a price of a product or an advertisement, something that is in the public domain. So you can see why tapping into the internet provides you huge insights or potentially huge insights that can serve different goals and help great entrepreneurs achieve amazing things. It's been around a minute talking about this presentation and about this slide, and all of this data was currently just generated in the web. Pretty amazing. The Bright Initiative today include more than 100 academic institutions and over 50 NGOs, all using Bright Data web data products to do good. It is focused on making social impact and driving forward the future of data professionals. Lastly, we could not ignore our initial mission. The initiative promotes web transparency and is pushing for regulation worldwide. We support organizations that truly make an impact as far as saving lives. And I'm not just saying that. We'll see a few examples of how you can save lives just by getting the right public data from the web. Let's start. So here is just one example out of 4 that I'll share. HDI Labs, HDI stands for Human Trafficking Initiative. HTI Labs is a US-based organization that joined the Bright Initiative. HTI project aims to fight human trafficking in the commercial sex industry. The project evolved out of the need to deal with the lack of data on trafficking. It ultimately led to a novel approach of using online commercial sex advertisements with data science and network analysis to identify potential trafficking within the commercial sex industry. By performing ongoing data collection of online ads, reviews, profiles, and more with the Bright data tools, HTI Labs is able to detect potential victims of human trafficking and then offer the high-risk leads to its law enforcement partners. This is a quote here that you can see by HTI Labs CTO, Matt Price, that explains that. This is actually lives being saved. And you'll just be amazed from the public data that you can find online. And if you know where to look, how to extract it, and how to get the insight out of it, you can save lives. Another example. True to our origin here is an Israeli nonprofit organization named ELEM, helping youth in distress. In Israel, 1 in 7 youth members was sexually abused. These abused individuals often leave digital footprints, mostly around social media channels, which allows ELEM, this Bright Initiative partner, to trace them. ELEM was looking for a way to actively trace these individuals in order to help them. They're monitoring social media with Bright data tools, together with sophisticated machine learning, and eventually they provided the answer. ELEM identifies a possible case through public web data and finds a way to communicate with that individual and offer them help. In the last 6 months, they saved over 50 children with the support of web data alone. Find a Shot. This is a community service project that would help people find available COVID-19 vaccination appointments at local pharmacies. It started when we didn't really know anything about COVID. It addressed the challenges Americans had in finding available vaccine appointments. The organization basically covered 25,000 locations nationwide in the US, thanks for the Bright Initiative and the Bright Data web data tools. Basically, instead of having to frequently manually search every single individual pharmacy location to find an available appointment, they were able to automate this procedure with our tools and make this information public for all. Last example, and right on time, Bright Initiative partnered this summer with startup accelerator Subak, recently launched in the UK. Subak selects, funds, and scales organizations which want to work collectively to keep the planet habitable using shared data, infrastructure, and other tools. It connects the best tech, environmental, and science talent together, basically to fight climate change. One of the projects is, for examples that are using the Bright data tools through the Bright Initiative is a project called New Automotive. That's a transport research group that supports the rapid uptake of electric vehicles in the UK specifically by opening up data about the transition from fuel gas machines to electrical ones. It helps support the UK government decision to ban the sale of new gas and diesel cars in the UK from 2030. It has developed new tools, including the electric car count, which splits electric vehicle sales data by manufacturers and region to track the progress. Reaching the data regarding UK transport is mostly based on public web data, where Bright data tools can definitely help. So to sum it up, I think it's clear how data can make a difference to societies, nations, and even lives. Public data should be accessible for all, but this is still not the case, and it's Bright Data's mission to change that. Let us be your partner, and we'll be happy to support any initiative that requires web data collection.